It's John and Venezia with RotoWire. We're talking 5 bets you need in Week 11. Let's go. First up, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in not just the best spot in NFL betting, but it's my spot. It's my legacy to the betting world. The Royal Mint. It's when a road dog closes at exactly 5 or 5.5. Obviously, the line has not closed, but we're seeing a very solid 5.5 here for Tampa. Rebound spot for both teams. The Bucs are traveling north to Buffalo, who got embarrassed in Miami. The Bucs came out flat in the second half of that game against New England. So, obviously we're looking at a bounce back spot here for both teams, but this should be one of the big matchups of the season. Could decide a lot. Very much looking forward to this one, but aside from the fact that it's a Royal Mint spot, I just don't know if I've seen enough to the point where the Bills should be pretty much 6-point favorites against a team of Tampa's caliber. I understand the Bucs are dealing with a lot of injuries. The offensive line especially, that's kind of set back their offense, forcing the run game to be not as effective, especially without Bucky Irving. Baker Mayfield has to rush. Tampa's defense gave up some big plays against the Patriots that swung that matchup, but I think the Bucs are still a very good team. And look, man, the Buffalo Bills have a lot of flaws, a lot of voids on both sides of the ball. I mean, they went to Miami. They laid an absolute egg. They looked lethargic. They looked like they thought they had that in the bag before they got off the bus. I think Tampa Bay is going to be able to take advantage, especially with Emeka Egbuka against the secondary. I just still don't trust this Buffalo secondary against some of these receivers that they have to face. And Emeka Egbuka is the truth. Cade Otton's done really well. Tez Johnson has been a sneak play, very surprising. And Baker Mayfield's a dog, man. I think 5.5 is too many. I honestly think I might like Tampa to win. Definitely something I'm going to keep my eye on as we get further into the week here. But Bucs getting 5.5 in the Royal Mint spot. Johnny V TV's gift to the world. We're rolling with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. Let's go to another dog. Big time NFC tilt. Lions, Eagles. Philadelphia came off one of the worst victories that you'll ever see. 10-7 at Green Bay on Monday night. Short week. They get to come back home. But this Sunday night matchup should be a good one. Primetime's been off a little bit. It was pretty bad last week. Maybe we do a little bit better this week. What do you say? Lions, Eagles. Awesome sauce. Could potentially be an NFC Conference Championship game preview. Very simple for me. I like the Lions here. I understand it's outdoors. I understand the Lions got to go on the road. Maybe 2.5 seems a little fishy. Like, why is this game not full 3? Doesn't matter to me. I like the Lions. I think schematically they line up really well. I feel like they're going to be able to move the ball. Look, maybe the cold weather gets the Lions here. They're a dome team. They play most of their games indoors. I get it. But Philadelphia just does not look in sync. I'm not even saying from Monday's game against Green Bay. They haven't looked in sync offensively much this season. Their defense has been hit or miss. Definitely not the same cohesive unit we saw win the Super Bowl last year. Sure, roster-wise, they're pretty much similar, but I'm just not feeling the Eagles are gelling right now. The Lions are cooking. Jahmyr Gibbs coming off a fat 3-tutty game. Goff ripped. Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Laporta, like the whole squad, man. There's just so many weapons for this Lions team. I think they're going to be able to take advantage of mismatches across the board. I mean, look, man, Philly's got a good defense, but I still think that the Lions playmakers in the pass game are going to be able to stretch the secondary. I think ultimately they're going to be able to run the ball with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I know Philly's metrics are pretty decent in some regards, but I like the Lions here. I think their defense is going to be able to contain what Philly has. Just not a lot of big-time explosive plays consistently for Philly. So I like the Lions to go on the road here. The only thing I think that could throw a wrinkle in it is, does Jared Goff get a little Does he tighten up a little bit here with those small hands in a potentially cold weather game? But give me Detroit. Potentially might see a 3, although I doubt it. I think this is probably going to be like how it was for Philly Green Bay on the line, where Philly opened up as a 2.5-point dog at the Packers and ultimately got shrunk down to the other side across 0. But I like the Lions. Stay with the dogs here. Seattle Seahawks. Another huge game. We got some huge games, especially in the NFC this week. Seattle at the Rams could ultimately decide the NFC West crown. This is the first of 2 matchups. It's in LA. Sammy D, Matthew Stafford, JSN, Puka, Kenny Walk, Zach Charbs, Kyron, Blake Corum. I got a special place in my heart for the Rams. They won me that Super Bowl ticket, betting on Big Daddy Stafford in 2021. No qualms about them as a team, from the sense that, hey, I wouldn't mind seeing them win, or, hey, I think they're a really good team. I think that's true. Matthew Stafford has been out of his mind. 25 tutties to 2 picks. I mean, are you kidding me? Darnold's been playing at a high level. JSN has been the best receiver in football this year, no doubt. 2 very closely matched teams. Home field advantage is probably a big part of why it's 3. I like Seattle here. At least getting the 3. It's a field goal game. The way Seattle's defense has started to click in recent weeks has been huge. It's been big, because if you listen to me earlier in the season, when Seattle was giving up a lot of these big plays and they couldn't contain some of these third downs and weren't able to get off the field, and I'm like, Seattle's defense was supposed to be really good. And yes, they were battling key injuries, especially in the secondary, but it's like they couldn't figure it out. Now, since the bye week, right before the bye week, like, they're getting their key guys back. Everybody's healthy. They're gelling. They look really good. Their offense has been a wagon this year. They've been scoring in bunches. And I like the Rams. They're good, but I'm not sold that this is an elite defensive unit. I think it's solid to above average, which is fine. Seattle right now is playing like a top 3 unit. I'm just not sold that the Rams defense is up to that level. They have a really good pass rush. They have a good front. Fine. I just think the difference maker is going to be Seattle's defense is going to be able to hold the Rams offense down enough, because Seattle's able to move the ball, especially with the Rashid Shaheed pickup for the Hawks. You got JSN, who's literally lighting the world on fire. Cooper Kupp's back, had a big catch. AJ Barnes is a sneak play. Kenny Walker, Zach Charbs in charge. I think the Seahawks getting 3 here is too many. If this flips to 3.5, that's a no-doubter for Seattle. I like the Rams a lot. I like Big Daddy Stafford, but I just think 3 points is a tad much for the way the Hawks have been playing. So give me Seattle here. If you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, because right now RotoWire is going to give you 15% off of any product on RotoWire.com. This includes our fantasy football rankings updated weekly, our monster behemoth prop picker tool with all the prices, all the numbers, all the plays, all the books on one screen, and we're plopping back and forth. And of course, experts for our Sunday morning start sit decisions. Use code YouTube15 at checkout. Going Ravens 8.5 here. Finally getting on here with a favorite. They're hosting the Cleveland Browns. Now look, man, I understand that we've seen a lot of these much better teams, especially have to go on the road to a divisional opponent. Big spreads. Home dogs with big numbers. Saw it in Miami last week against Buffalo. I understand it, but I just don't really see how the Browns are going to be able to deal with this. It would take a colossal effort from Quinshon Judkins and the Browns defense in order to contain Lamar and company. The Ravens didn't look good at all on Sunday against Minnesota, and they still put up 27 in a win against the Vikings defense, which has been underwhelming, but it's still a talented unit. I just don't know where the Browns offense is going to be able to score even 17 points. I feel like this is a nice Raven spot here. It's not one of my top 3 plays, but this is probably going to make my card Sunday. We're looking at this on a Tuesday night. I think the Ravens 8.5, while it's a lot, is something I'm definitely eyeing up. I think it's a solid look right now. So let's go with Baltimore. Last but not least, another big one here. We got Kansas City at Denver. KC off the bye, Denver off the mini bye. Broncos are a home 3.5-point dog. This is going to play a big part in the AFC West right now. Broncos 8-2. Got an eye here for that AFC West title. I think ultimately what's happening is Denver has been this Jekyll and Hyde team. Yes, they're 8-2. Very well could be 9-1, maybe even 10-0. But the problem is they have been disappearing, especially on offense in bad times. Can't do that against Kansas City, but I think like the Bills, this is a game you circle on your calendar preseason. Like Denver should be getting up for this game. They're at home. Their defense has been playing overall pretty good football. And we know KC and Andy Reid off the bye has been pretty special. But I just think 3 and a hook at home in a divisional game where Denver, especially in the last few years, has gotten up against Kansas City in at least one of the 2 matchups where they play annually. Give me the Broncos here. I think Bo Nix has a strong game. And I think the Broncos defense is going to throw some wrinkles at Mahomes and slow them down just enough.